Yeah. Yeah, there's not a good job this. I've aged, I think, in 1,000 years there in that the last couple of minutes again. So, yeah, what we wanted to do is we felt that one of the things that we've really worked hard on, as I said last week, is our athletic capacity. So the plan of the game was to really match their strengths, which was their set piece early in the game, which we did, particularly at scrum time. Which is an area that they normally get a lot of momentum from, and then at the back end of the game to try to take the game away from them by just speeding up the tempo, So introducing players like Anaru Rangi and Luke Jones and Ross Petty and those sort of guys to really take the tempo away from them, and we look very clever because it worked. But I mean, I think in all honesty, probably just feeling a little bit for the Brumbies too, because I actually thought they competed really well in that first half, and maybe had we not had a bit of luck to win that restart just after half time, I'd be sitting here feeling pretty different. So, but yeah, I'm obviously proud of the guys.
Would you say something to Will at half time? Because there was a few kicks from attacking positions in the first half, and then the second half he ran the ball more.
Jeff, I think to be honest, everyone was pretty calm at half time. I didn't have to say too much at all. I think we knew we had to up the tempo of the game. We felt that they were probably increasing the stoppages of the game. Trying to play the sort of grinding game that they want to play, and that was really swinging the momentum of the game towards them in the first half. So we made a real conscious effort to up the tempo and the things that we could control in the second half, and we did a good job of that. And probably the thing I'm most proud about is just we had 2 yellow cards during the game, so to play for 20 minutes of the game with one man short, and then still finish playing at speed. And looking like we still had more to give was probably pretty good. And at one point, Adam Coleman during that had an HIA as well, so he's come off, and so a lot of the roles at the line had changed and various things, and guys weren't rattled by that, and that's a huge growth for our team, because I think in the past those sort of things would have totally thrown us, but we just got connected pretty early, and guys talked about it, and we solved those problems as they sort of came up, which was cool. It's Tom's birthday, by the way. I should tell you that. So. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, like Dave mentioned, I think the momentum of the game was a big factor. The first half, the Brumbies really got into the type of game they like to play, the grinding game, set-piece orientated, a lot of stop and start. And then that second half, bringing on those subs and a big quick change of tactics, I think really paid dividends in the end of that, and fortunately enough came home with a win.
What do you put the penalty count down to in the first half? Was that frustrating you on the field?
Yeah, I think it does. It just gives the opposition little windows into the game and just to keep chipping away at you. So I think, to be honest, I don't know what it is. Would be something we'll look at during the week.
Dave, were you a bit concerned still at half time with the amount of penalties and the way the forwards sort of struggled so much?
Yeah, we didn't feel our forwards were, not only our forwards, all of our contact work, we didn't feel we were connected in it, and I think, credit to the Brumbies. I mean, they did a hell of a job there and put us under a huge amount of pressure in that area, which we expected, they were dominating that area, so we needed to change that at halftime. That was probably the one big message at halftime, is to change what we were trying to do around our contact area to try and get a little bit more momentum, probably try to just have more possession, which obviously worked for us.
Factor of the depth of your squad now that you can do that, and is it something you're going to influence and mess around with that squad, the lineup, to a sort of horses for courses, depending on who you're playing with against and how you're playing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had a 6-2 bench, which was just as it turned out pretty lucky, because once we had a few injuries, guys like Adam and things coming off, we needed that depth, and we also needed that to handle the 2 yellow cards. But I mean, those things are a little bit of luck, You sometimes they work for you, as they did tonight, which is great. Sometimes they don't, and I don't think we overthink that too much. I think we want to try to pick the players in training who are competing, and who genuinely deserve a place. And I said to the boys yesterday at the captain's run that a guy like Ross Petty has been in rehab for a long time. He's come back from a big shoulder operation, and he just competed so much in training. He just forced us to pick him, So we had to figure out a way to pick him, and that meant we had to go 6-2 basically. So it was really just because of Ross's intensity and competitiveness in training that we went that way, not more than, I guess, strategically.
To be 3-zip now, given before you just didn't know when you were going to be perfect to be 3-zip, going to South Africa, I mean, it's a really
Yeah, it's a great one. I mean, but you know, this is a very, very long comp, and you know, I think last year we probably won the first 4 or 5. I can't remember, 4 I think. You know, so we realise that we've just got to keep improving every week and trying to get that a little bit better. And I thought the big thing again that we did get better at this week was our game management. You know, last week we sort of fell away at the back of the game and didn't manage that pressure well. And in fact, probably under more pressure tonight, we've you know, after some discussions in the week, we've done a better job of that. And so that's the little +1 for us this week. You know, next week we're going to have to find the next thing. And we just try to get better and better every week.
It turned out to be important to try and Marine score. Like he really sort of came out with, I mean, the whole game actually played with real intent.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of MK because he, I think he probably felt he didn't play so well last week, and he was a bit sort of down on himself. And it's that old story, you know, like I love my kids, but sometimes they're naughty. It doesn't mean they're naughty kids. They're being naughty in that moment. And Marika's a bit the same. You know, he's a good player. He didn't have a good game. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. And I think he just was able to put that behind him and then put out a performance like that tonight. And that score of his, I mean, that's just pure intensity and pure effort. You know, it's just willpower that got him over that line, which is awesome. You know, guys prepared to do that.
How important in a game like that where you have to come behind is to have a guy with the experience of Junior out there leading them around, and obviously you're throwing weight into that mix as well, to have their experience in those situations.
Yeah.
Not just this game, but for the rest of this year to have those guys.
No, massively, and I mean, I think probably also the guy deserves a huge amount of credit. You know, obviously Ingo and Meeksy do as well. You know, they were hell of a calm and enthusiastic out there. But the guy who deserves a lot of credit for is Dane. You know, he's a new captain, and I just thought he really handled himself well. You know, he was really clear in what we wanted to do, and you know, guys want to follow him, which is great. You know, so I'm really proud of him, obviously, as well.
So, question for Tom, if I may, when the score was getting away from you a little bit, was it panic stations or was it just out of resolve and not supposed to start?
Yeah, well, I think, if you have a look at the footage, I think you see Dane and Willie bringing everyone in, and the calmness that they have and showed really ripples through the team. I remember Dane and Willie saying, "We've been here before, boys. We train harder than them. We've got the fitness base and the athletic capacity. Just believe in yourselves." And you could really see that out there. Those two really led by example as well with the efforts on the field and brought along with the boys with them.
How concerned are you there about penalties going to South Africa where the teams take such advantage of extra possession?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that's been a trend in all of our games, Roy. Probably tonight, you know, for whatever reason, we just weren't looking after the contact area in the game. Credit to the Brumbies, you know, Laurie Fisher's a very good coach in that area, you know, so that's one of their specialities, and certainly in the first half they dominated that area. So we made some changes at half time that sort of probably regained parity there, and that enabled us to start playing again. But we were loose in that area in the first half. That was the one big thing that we said at half time. I could just see we weren't doing a good job of that.
You mentioned Dane might go playing tomorrow because he's got the Wallaby commitments.
Yeah.
Is that the case for all your Wallabies? And if so, how does that affect your preparation?
Yeah, all of the Wallabies have got a camp until Tuesday. I think it's in Sydney, and then they join us. They'll land in South Africa late Tuesday. I mean, it is what it is, you know. So. One of the big challenges, I guess, is that the Rebels have never won in South Africa, you know. So,
will it affect your selection for the first week?
it might do, Jeff. I mean, I think. Yeah, and, you know, we'll definitely give players like that a run during this tour, whether that's in the first game or the second game. But certainly, Mikey will get more game time. I mean, you know, he also deserves a huge amount of credit because he didn't get on tonight. He thought, one player didn't get on tonight. And I can just tell you, for a guy who trains with that intensity and that enthusiasm week in and week out and pushes Willie G as much as he does, you know, he just never drops his head, and that's exactly what you need in a good team. You know, you need the number 2 guy pushing the number 1 guy every day in training, whether he gets a chance or not. You know, so probably as much as anybody tonight, I'm proud of a guy like Mikey.
What importance do you give to maintaining the intensity of the drive up to the minute like 80, and the importance of the bench that comes like with that?
Yeah, we probably we feel pretty confident in the way that we train. One of the things that we try to do this year, we had 3 really big goals for our team this year, right at the start of pre-season, and one of them was to have a 25% increase in athletic capacity, which we think we attained, but that came through a lot of hard work and obviously a lot of specialists that have supported us to do that. Guys like Willie Markwick, who's head of athletic performance for us, has done a great job of designing training to make sure that we get those gains. And I think the boys just feel good, get to the end of the game, and I think we felt like we were really getting on top of them then, and we had the momentum of the game, and we had a lot of energy still to give, which is really positive. It's just his ear. Dane's fine. It's just his ear. And Adzi failed his HIA, so he'll have some concussion. But I mean, we've got an 8-day turnaround, so he should be good to go. I think that's as far as I know, Mel, at this stage.
Have I got a cake? Jack Debrasini actually sent me a cake this morning from New Zealand, I think. Or he ordered. I had 16 muffins turn up on the door after I went for a swim.
Great, which you didn't eat. I'm sure
I didn't eat. I haven't touched them. I'll come to the airport tomorrow.